o'clock in the morning.
I'm
That doesn't
surprised
happen at
that-
5:20.
I'm surprised.
I'm looking
that
over there,
one person
Tom.
got it.
You expect that from India or somewhere, but not in Miami,
Now,
with all that good union labor.
I see countless lawsuits.
Yeah,
Most of them will be in Spanish.
yes, I'm sure.
Maybe we should send our marketing people down there.
I'm guessing it's just a good old Florida sun cold.
Bad attitude.
Oh, man. Can't sue Mother Nature.
Well, I
The
think
applause deafening.
we'll give a couple of minutes to all the people that are herding in.
Probably crowd at the front door.
Next month, I'll send out an alert media to notify them that it is actually live. I mean, we did, it is in the newsletter. So,
My memory was, Tom, before the COVID, I think you were getting 20 to 30 people in here, weren't you? I think.
well, sometimes that's around budget time. That doesn't count. But yeah, I was getting 15, 20 anyway.
Well, if Soch doesn't show up, you're really in the doghouse.
That's what I'm worried about.
Just for the record, you're live now.
Well, I didn't anticipate this to be a comedy show, but welcome to the first live member forum since February of 2020. First, I'd like to talk about our sales and marketing. We have 18 sales for the year to date. 11 of those have closed. We have one more closing the end of this month, 3 coming on in July, and 2 in August and 1 in September so far. Currently, we have 9 units for sale. There are 4 of the 1-bedroom villas, 4 of the 2-bedroom villas, the Hatteras unit, and 1 Assateague cottage. Our year-to-date sales include 3 of the 1-bedroom villas, 2 of the 2-bedroom Hatteras villas, 2 of the San Blas, which is 2-bedroom with a den, and 3 of the large end villas. We've also sold 3 St. Augustine verandas, 1 St. Mark's, which is the larger of the verandas, 1 Assateague cottage, 2 Sand Island cottages, and 1 Oak Island cottage. The cottages and verandas are going quickly, as well as the larger units in the apartments. So we have focused much of our online advertising toward the Cape Charles and the Hatteras units. We've recently, and I think I sent out to the board, the online advertising related to Local Life magazine here on the island. And also this week we're in the Wall Street Journal, and there's an excellent article in there as well. And then we have targeted emails that go out all the time about specific unit types. We had a recent tour, first part of June, where we had about 65 people over 4 days. So we were shrinking that down to 15 to 20 people each tour and only showing available homes. And it has resulted now in 14 wait lists, which is really strong. Of course, all of those people want a cottage or a large veranda or an end unit. So we're trying to teach people how to downscale, as all of you have had to do. Great news from Broad Creek Care Center. They're completing all of the new carpeting. They've painted carpet, furniture, all the dining rooms are redone. We were delayed for about a year on that project. The dining rooms had been done right before the COVID, and then so they haven't gotten much use up until recently. And then we were able to paint and carpet once we could get labor back in there to do that. So that is almost complete. And we'll do we'll do kind of an open house when we can figure out how to do that. The care center, all the staff is still wearing masks. The residents do not have to wear masks there, and guests have to wear masks. The determination was that it's their home and they're at home and they don't need to wear masks. So that's coming from the CDC. And we're at monthly employee testing there now, which means the county rates are low and we haven't had any positives in 4 months probably. If you're going there, please take a mask with you or check in at the desk and they'll give you a mask. And please check in at the desk anyway if you're coming to visit somebody, so we'll know, so that there's not like a crowd in one room or something like that. Some maintenance work, we replaced an outdoor pool pump that was down. We're beginning some concrete work in the near future. That's sidewalks, driveways, other areas that need to be replaced, curbs. And we are increasing, as we do curbs, we'll increase the number of egresses that are handicap accessible, which will make it a lot easier for folks with wheeled vehicles to get around on the sidewalks. The lifeline pendants, we've done part of Shoreline. We're doing the rest of Shoreline next week. No, end of this week. Yeah, end of this week and next week. We've been doing filter changes, as you're aware, and our problem has been access to the pendants, which has been delayed a little bit. We're getting them 25 at a time now as soon as they make them, I guess. There are a few concerns regarding people with pacemakers. The part that could potentially be dangerous is the charger. So we're advising people don't wear your pendant in the charger. Okay? The pendants are about as dangerous as a cell phone, but the charger has more magnetism in it, it's more magnetic. And if you were to plug it in and have it plugged into the wall and your pendant, there could be some potential of it interrupting your pacemaker. So that's what their warning is about. It's about the charger. So I've been able to get more information as we go on that.
Tom, when someone makes a call with those pendants, is there any record made here, a time point?
Yes.
When the call was made?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep, we get it on a member service laptop and maintenance laptop.
When will we have everybody have one? When do you expect?
First part of July,
Oh, early.
within a week or two. Yeah.
Great, okay.
We've only got part of freshwater and a part of shoreline to go. So we're getting real close. It's just we're getting them in sets of 25 now when we started out getting them in sets of 150.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's been a brief delay. Some upcoming events. We're going to have more themed dinners. I know Jim has an Italian dinner. We did the evening in Paris, which was a welcome one. We did the virtual chef, which was the kebabs from the chef at Palo Alto. Those were great. I actually got a taste a piece. And then we'll also have some Asian menus as well. So we're going to have more themed dinners as we go. And we did have the Hilton Head History luncheon as well. And we'll continue to have those as we go along too. The state luncheons invented by Kevin. Okay. let's talk about scams. Scams are getting more sophisticated and smarter than we are every day. And they're particularly for our population is vulnerable and designed to get your information or make you pay money. And they come in all forms: internet, email, telephone, text. You'll get a text that your package has not arrived, and if you give them the information, then you'll be able to have your package arrive. That didn't happen. Okay? So as we go forward, we'll have to continue to be diligent about this. Okay? The internet and email scams are plentiful. You get them all day long. If you see an email that looks like it's from Bank of America, Norton Antivirus, Amazon, the first thing to do is take a look at the email address, and if it's some really long email address, it is a scam. In most cases, it's going to be a scam. If you didn't expect it, it's going to be a scam. If they're asking you for any personal information, just delete it. Just delete it. Don't engage, even if it looks convincing. We're very susceptible to answering. Our generation answers the telephone. Nobody answers the telephone anymore. You know, we still answer the telephone. We still feel like we should respond to an email. It's just natural, you know. It's a very graceful thing that's disappearing, unfortunately. But you know, they're going to look real. If you've seen any of these recently, and several years ago, there were really great Bank of America ones that will tell you there's something wrong. They need you to verify this. Don't call them back at the number they're asking you to. You know, I would call the local bank and have them tell you what's going on, if there is anything. But almost any email from any business you can delete. If they're serious, they'll contact you another way. As I said, the Bank of America has been one. UPS is one that you will see about packages, and then they're going to want information before your delivery that you didn't even order. You know, that's going to be a key to you. If you're not expecting a package, then it probably is a scam. FedEx, same thing. American Express, Visa, Discover Card, and most recently, Norton Antivirus. It looks just like it. It's got all the logos, and they need, there's a problem in your account, and you need to give them your IP address, anything else they can get from you, credit card number, etc. So, you're never going to beat them if you engage. The best thing you can do, don't get in, everybody's curious, okay? Is this real or not? Let me go to the next step. Please don't, just delete it. They'll find a way to get you if it's legitimate. None of these companies are going to say, well, we sent you an email and you didn't answer. They're going to find out a way to get to you if they need to. Okay, telephone is getting better and better. But, if you don't know who's calling, just hang up. If it's not in your cell phone with a name on it, just hang up.
Even if they want to know how I'm feeling?
Yeah. That's the best information I can give you. The breadth of that continues. One of the ones that has been around for years is your grandchild. Have any of you ever received that one? I have. I have, yeah. And they're not even convincing, but you would not believe the amount of people that bite, that are, they get more information from you as you go. And the first thing they're going to say is, don't tell the parents. Okay? If you're concerned about it, immediately hang up and call the parents and say, where is our grandson now? Is he in Honduras in an automobile accident? Because that's typically how that's going to run. Your grandchild is in jail. They've been in an automobile accident. You can talk to the police officer, who typically has a foreign accent. And there are people who sit in internet cafes with a earbud and do that all day. Okay, in all countries around us. Another one that's an interesting one that's happened here several times is they'll get a call from the sheriff's office that you were photographed running a red light or swerving or something, and they're sending you a ticket, and you can pay it right there on the telephone by giving them your credit card. Sounds like no way I would do that, right? People do it. Okay. They're really good at what they do. Also, right around tax season, you always hear from the IRS. The IRS will never call you on the telephone. Never. Medicare will never call you. Okay, you have to initiate those calls. And any other government agency that is requiring information, doctor's offices even now, will call you to do things like confirm an appointment, and you don't even know that doctor. Okay, and their office will confirm, and then they're going to want your information. They want your Social Security card just to confirm everything. And so the best thing you can do is hang up. Oh, there we are. Okay. This one, nobody's ever going to call you and tell you you won the sweepstakes, legitimately. People fall for it every day. They want to win. Okay. I have had multiple calls from residents saying they're going to deliver my Mercedes today. How do they get in the gate? This is recent. This is during the COVID, because they were worried about bringing the Mercedes in during the COVID. And I have had really a hard time convincing people that they will never come. They will never see this person. What they typically will do is to say, well, before we deliver, you're going to need to go wire us the money, which may be $29 or something like that to start. And then they know they have a fish. You're not going to win. I mean, that's the sad news for all of us, is we will not win the sweepstakes. If you're going to do that, play the scratch off or something. At least that goes to education. Okay, texts are really starting to get the same way. They want verification. Send your card number, send your Social Security number, send other information. And so you're starting to get texts now as well. It's just like a telephone call. Just delete it. Don't even keep it around. Mail scams, asking for money, information, return for a prize, etc. If you think it is a scam, it is a scam. Okay? It is definitely a scam. And the mail ones, once you engage, even if it's you give your $29, and then they're going to ask for $3,000, etc., you will be flooded with other mail related to that. The mail houses typically out of Las Vegas, and then the mail back is typically along the border upstate New York, Michigan, places that are on the Canadian border, because they have couriers that can come pick the money up when you wire it to them. And there's nothing that can be done. Okay? So the mail ones, as you all know, we throw away 90% of our mail. You know, it's just look at it, throw it away. It's probably 90% advertising. And of that, probably 10 to 15 is a scam or an unwise engagement anyway. Okay, if there's any of your information on there, be sure and shred it. If not, you can just throw it away. Never send money when somebody tells you you won something. Okay, it's pretty simple. Just don't engage. And don't pay any bills you don't owe. I mean, now we're starting to see some places that look like doctor's office, that look like something medical, and it's a charge. And if you don't absolutely know that you went to that doctor, then throw it away. Don't answer it. Any mail that you get, you can bring down to member services or me. I have had mail where one member was caught up in some IRS correspondence. We Googled the address to see where it went to. We pulled it up on Google Earth so you could see the building, and it was a trailer in Alabama. Okay. The number of the mail was on the mailbox, and you could just see the trailer down the way. So we will fully investigate anything you bring us that you think may be something that is valid. In-person scams. These are, over-friendly grocery clerks. You may go the same time, the same day to the grocery store and know the clerk. There are people who are working in those positions who need money. And unfortunately, there are unscrupulous people from time to time who will engage you as a target. Over-helpful people in parking lots. Anybody that walks up to you in a parking lot, the best thing to do is accidentally hit your car alarm. That's the best thing you can do. You probably have your hand on your keys anyway, because you're approaching your car and they are going to want to get in between you and the car to talk to you. The best thing you can do is go, oops, I hit my car alarm and I don't know how to turn it off. Okay? And anybody who's asking you for more information, can I get your telephone number? Can I have your address? So those can happen. And like I said, just have your key alarm ready, because that will deter most people. Okay? This is one I've seen probably 4 times here. Pocketbook in the child seat of the grocery store. Those thieves typically work in couples. It's usually a man and a woman. One will get in front of you, distracting you on something on the aisles. The other one will pick the pocketbook and go out the door. And basically, the store is not going to stop anybody. It's too dangerous for them to have an employee stop somebody, so they don't stop. They'll have it on the camera. And typically those folks will do 3 or 4 stores in a day and then never come back. So you kind of need to be aware who's on your aisle. It's not a bad, I hate to make you scared of going to the grocery store. We do provide grocery deliveries too. But they typically, as I said, will distract you, and then the other person will see what they can get if there's a pocketbook available. The best thing you can do is move to an open area, talk to employees, and be cautious also of new friends. This one has even happened in churches. People that will try to endear themselves to you, and their aim is actually to get money from you some way. You know, as I said, even in church. Okay, everything I've described actually has happened here. Okay, those are all real examples that have happened here within the last 4 or 5 years. So I ask that you just be aware, be careful. Don't be afraid to not answer. Don't be afraid to delete. Thank you. I'm going to switch over here. Okay. Okay, there we are. Thank you for bearing with me.
That takes you about overs.
I have my methods. I may be caveman. Okay, here's how we're doing financially so far. Our reserve fund is up to $2,131,000, and our CDs are invested in about 6 different banks, and we are getting a little bit of interest in some. Our expenditures from the reserve totaled about $64,000. We had a window replacement, some door replacement going on. The fitness center had some new furniture as part of that project. We had replaced only one air conditioner at this time in a veranda. Lifeline pendants, we paid for the first 150, and then we had one elevator battery in a veranda that finally gave out after 25 years.
What does an HVAC cost to replace one?
They're between $6,000 and $10,000, depending on how they are.
Sorry about that, you had to do mine.
Pardon?
You just had to do mine, sorry. And I thank you.
You've already paid for it. So year to date, the expenditures from the reserve have been about $574,000, and right now it's favorable compared to the plan by about $123,000 less, most of that being timing. We do anticipate to be pretty far ahead at the end of the year, as we did budget for some of the physical work to start toward the end of the year on the refurbishment, and that will be questionable how much actually gets done in that. Okay. This is our treasurer's report. This comes to you on the back of the president's letter every month. Year to date, our revenue has been strong. We've had strong, more second persons than anticipated. Our food and beverage revenue is doing great, way ahead on that. And then some of our maintenance revenue, which is related to turnover of units where we participate in that, that has been favorable as well. We have contributed more to the reserve than the budget anticipated, and most of that is directly related to additional revenue. And our operating expenses are over by $9,000 for the year. A lot of that is related to or offset some of that revenue. So right now we had anticipated having a loss of $72,000. We have a loss of about $30,000, so we're about $42,000 favorable for the year to date through May, so for 5 months. Okay, as you can see, our food and beverage revenue is favorable by about $18,000. Our other services revenue is mostly, like I said, that's maintenance revenue from turnover of units, and that's favorable by about $15,000. So you can see our food and beverage revenue is pretty substantial, $100,000 almost.
Why?
The revenue,
Well, yeah, where does it come, what is different than expected?
we're selling more
I got that.
wine and beer
But to
and
whom?
to you.
I mean, we pay a certain amount,
Hmm.
so we're buying extra.
You're buying more, yeah, than we anticipated.
Liquids.
Well, we are doing more Wind Down Wednesdays than we've done in the past. And that is, and then people buy cases and half cases after those. And so you can see in the breakdown, it's pretty strong due to those additional Wind Down Wednesdays and other type events.
We broke that down between food and beverage. Beverage is a bigger part of it.
Beverage is the bigger part.
Ah, okay. I was
Yeah.
thinking that way, all right.
Okay. Okay. So our operating expense for the year to date, culinary is of concern. Food prices are increasing every day. We've also had some labor replacing some employees in that department. We're fully staffed. Now we have one opening there that due to Richard Klein retiring after 23 years. Dining services, on the other hand, is favorable. We've had some challenges with keeping wait staff. We recently hired 3 new people in there that seem to be really working out well. And so we've been really challenged in staffing there. Housekeeping and laundry is close to budget. Again, that was some earlier in the year use of contract labor. Member services, we've had some transportation repairs in there and also some training. Everybody getting CPR certified and some other training related to fitness. Maintenance is slightly over. Gas, propane was up. And then we did the window washing and power washing earlier than anticipated in the budget, so that'll level out. Wellness center is favorable. Administration, favorable. Insurance is a little up, and some of that is the buy down on the deductible for flood, and then human resources also favorable. So, any questions about how we're doing financially? Okay. Is there anything I missed talking about or that you'd like to talk about? Thanks for
Do
coming.
you have enough staff in the kitchen?
We do.
Yeah.
We're experiencing some overtime in there. as a result of losing that one employee, but we're staffed up. Yeah, and right now with wait staff, if everybody stays and comes to work, we're good.
Can I ask what the turnover is here in the whole thing, or pieces of it? It's pretty good?
Actually, the turnover is pretty low. I think we're up to probably 23% is the turnover. Yeah, we have a large amount of our people are long-termers, folks who are, our wait staff. The core wait staff's been here 20 years.
And in the industry of whatever we're called.
Senior living. Senior living.
That would seem good.
It is good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To me, it's amazing.
it is good.
Status of sales, or was I too late to hear that?
I'll be really happy to tell you.
If I'm the only one that needs to know that, that's fine.
Okay, no, I'll be glad to, it's all good news. I'll be glad to tell you. We have 18 sales for the year to date. 11 of those have closed. 3 more are closing in July, 2 in August, and 1 in September. And we have 1 closing into this month, June. There are 9 units for sale. 4 of them are Cape Charles 1-bedroom villas. 4 of them are the Hatteras 2-bedroom villas. And 1 is Aztec Cottage, which will probably be gone today. I know there's been a lot of activity there. And so, of the ones we've sold 3 Cape Charles 1-bedrooms, 2 Hatteras 2-bedrooms, 2 of the San Blas 2-bedroom with a den, 3 of the large St. George units, the end units in the villas, 3 St. Augustine, which are the middle verandas, 1 end veranda, 1 Aztec Cottage, 2 Sand Island cottages, and 1 Oak Island cottage. The cottages are really moving fast, and we have had 14 wait lists come on since our tours in June. So, and those wait lists are typically for any cottage or end verandas or the St. George villas.
Are generally people getting their asking price?
Yes. Yes. Some are getting a little more.
Good.
Yeah. And is the number available for sale average now this year?
9 is a pretty good number. What I don't like is having 4 of a kind on there.
Mm-hmm.
But 8 or 9 is really normal. I always say I like 8,
Yeah.
but I like 8 different ones. Okay, anything else for the good of the group?
Good. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much, Tom.
Tell your friends.